On this awesome episode of UTR, we're back in the sensational UP city of Sault Ste. Marie. We'll hike the wondrous winter woods, kayak the summer Soo Locks, and feast on fantastic fish at a Lockview restaurant. Literally. We'll even take you to the amazing Great Lake Shipwreck Museum. Get ready to explore the cool people, places, and things that make Sault Ste. Marie the place to be.
Pure is what you make of it. It's taken it all in and never taken anything for granted. The sun sets, the moon rises, and you realize the end of one perfect summer day is the beginning of another. Pursue your pure in Pure, Michigan.
A visit to the Stahl's Auto Collection will take you back to a time when cars were more than just a way to get around. A fantastic assortment of gas pumps, neon signs, and automated music machines dating back 150 years that must be seen and heard. Info at stahlsauto.com.
Brought to you by Frankenmuth, a Great Lakes Bay region community. Visit gogreat.com for more info.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. And the more I explore, the more I realize it's the place to be. I'm Tom Dalton, and this is Under the Radar, Michigan.
That's right, we're in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan's first city, the second biggest city in the UP. We've been here 3 times on the show, so what do we come back for? Well, simple, there's so much more here for you to explore, like this big boat. From the stupendous Soo Locks, where you can see the literal ups and downs of Great Lakes freighters, to the Tower of History's incredible views, and the SS Valley Camp Floating Museum, where you can see actual Edmund Fitzgerald artifacts, this is a city that will absolutely thrill you. Not to mention the beautiful historic downtown, awesome drinkeries and eateries to encounter, substantial structures to stare at, and cool stores to sift through. This classic destination is a must for your next Michigan meander. Intrigued? Want to know more? Well, first a word from our highly trained staff geographer on exactly where we are. Just get in your car and head north on I-75 until it literally ends. Then get out of your car and look around. You just found the awesome island city of Sault Ste. Marie. Yep, no matter the season, there's tons of reasons to come to Sault Ste. Marie, but right now we're going to start with one when there's substantial snow. Bird's Eye Outfitters is a one-stop outdoor adventure shop where you can get everything you need to negotiate nature. From the latest gear and guide services to equipment and kayak rentals, you'll find the whole outside world inside this place. Heck, you can even come here in the morning for a great cup of coffee, hang around in the evening with your favorite adult beverage, and even get an awesome, super healthy meal any time of the day. Ken and Wilda Hopper are the 2 creative silent sports supporters who conjured up this place and keep it real for all those who rely on it.
I totally love the vibe of this place. It's almost like you're in a little mountain town in Colorado. The better thing is we're in the UP, which I call our own big sky country, our own out west. How did you guys end up in the UP, and how did you end up with such a cool place?
It's a good series of questions. I grew up here, so that was easy. I'm here. She was a transplant from Fort Myers.
Fort Myers, Florida, yeah.
All the way from Florida,
From
the
Florida,
other peninsula.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah. I actually, when I was in high school, I came up as a nanny for friends that we went to church with, and I fell in love with the UP the moment I came here. The fresh water, woods, and everything about Northern Michigan was amazing.
Now you guys promote what you call the silent sports, which are
human-powered outdoor recreation. So anything to do with paddling, kayak, canoe, paddleboard, hiking, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing. Yeah.
And you guys actually are outfitters, so you can buy stuff here that you need for the wilderness, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Yep, when we set out to, like, what is keeping people from going out? Is it infrastructure? Well, no, we've got woods and water and all that. And we came to determine it's being comfortable. So we wanted to educate people so they know what to expect, and then we wanted to make them comfortable through their clothing and gear that we could provide to them. So it was a positive experience and not, I'm cold, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know where I'm at. So getting them comfortable, I think, is the first step.
I noticed your motto on the window because it says coffee, beer, and gear. So you guys have food too, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, and it's not like your typical EUP fare.
So we've got a lot of good like vegan options, vegetarian options. A lot of our food is house-made, so we pride ourselves in making things from scratch here, and just with a lot of good flavor. So good flavor profiles, healthy. So we make healthy look good.
I admire you guys because you're doing things with a conscience, you're doing things for the right reason. You're enlightening people and turning people onto the great outdoors. And it's funny, during COVID, I was always laughing because you saw people getting outside for the first time. You could tell you'd be out in the woods hiking and you see an entire family, mom's wearing heels and they've got a baby stroller in the middle of the woods thinking,
this is how we do.
They haven't been in the woods for about ever, but people at least, it got people out. And you guys are helping people discover what's out there. So,
For sure.
Well, after some inspirational insights from Ken and Wilda and a super healthy sampling of their creative cuisine, and I'll be honest, this stuff is as good for you as it is tasty, it was time for the trail and my feet to meet. So we headed out for a lantern-lit length of trail that really was special. Just a stone's throw from civilization, we were suddenly steeped in the serenity and solitude of the forest. Winter hikes like this can really reset, inspire, and totally invigorate you.
how often do you guys go hiking out here? You guys go just alone just to regroup?
Yeah, having something in town.
Yeah, it is nice. It's nice. And we actually like to come out here even to explore new trails. So we want to expand the current trail system so that people have, you have a longer hike. So, it's great exercise. You have a blast out here.
Recreation and recreation are spelled the same. So you come out here to hit reset.
So if outdoor adventure is something that stimulates your fun center, you need to be in the UP. And if you're looking for a base camp that will supply your mind, body, soul, and even your stomach, set up camp at Bird's Eye Outfitters, because this place is the real deal. Hey everybody! Wait a minute. Hold on, I'll be right back. Ah, there we go. Oh, no, not quite, hold on. Aha, I think, hold on. Got it. Now remember earlier how I said that Sault Ste. Marie is a great four-season destination? Well, suddenly thanks to some nifty TV magic, we're here instantly in the summertime. Don't you just love TV magic? Watch this. I forgot the magic word. Bonus. And not only did we come back in the summertime, we came back and met up with someone you just might recognize from earlier in this very episode. That's right. Once again, we're with Ken Hopper from Bird's Eye Outfitters because last winter he told me about a guided adventure they offer that I absolutely had to attempt. First, we paddled out and into the awesome open waters of the St. Mary's River and past a mighty and majestic Great Lakes freighter. Whoa! Look at the size of that thing. Yep, we're gonna kayak out, to, down, and through the historic Canadian Soo Locks, and also get some excellent exercise and learn some fun facts along the way. Then we entered the canal toward the locks, and we were actually greeted by a friendly Canadian. Are you in Canada? We're in Canada? Hello! And when we got near the actual lock, we discovered that we were going to enter and ride down and through the experience with a big tour boat. Hi there, folks. And a really cool Coast Guard boat. Bonus. Once we were inside the actual lock, the huge underwater gates began to close, and the magic and our conversation began as well. Yeah, Ken, this past winter when you told me that you can actually kayak through the Soo Locks, I was just like, oh, no way. Well, way. I mean,
We're here.
Yeah, I had to come back this summer to do this because it's so amazing. So you actually go inside. We're inside the lock right now. It took us what, about an hour and a half to get here?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, and people don't. And speaking of that, there's a huge tour boat in here with us. There's a Coast Guard boat.
Yeah.
And behind us now the locked doors, or they call them doors.
Yep, they're closing right behind
They're
the
closed.
gates. Yep.
The gates are closing, and a lot of people, they know about the locks, but they don't understand. Explain again what they do.
Well, this whole area, this Canadian locks, the historic Soo Canal in Canada, and then the locks on the American side, were put in place for commerce purposes.
Because there used to be rapids
It
here.
was rapids from shore to shore. And there's a street on the American side called Portage Street.
Yeah.
And when you pick up all your gear, if there's an obstruction in the river, it's called portaging, when you grab all your stuff and walk with it on land and put down further past the obstruction. So that's why we have a street called Portage Street, and that's what the locks are making up for, so that we don't have to portage, we can cut right here and go down the river.
Because I didn't realize that Lake Huron is 21 feet, is it?
21 feet lower than Lake Superior level. Yep.
Yeah, so you've got to do this.
Yep.
But to paddle across the river next to mighty freighters, and I mean, be in that open water, that's thrilling. And then to come in the lock, so right now we're going to drop down 21 feet.
Yep. Yep.
Is it fast? Do I have to hold on?
No, we're not going to get caught in any bathtub whirlpool or anything, but there are two valves in the bottom of the lock that gravity takes over, and it takes it less than 10 minutes when both valves are working to drop all the boats down, and then we're on our way.
Yeah, this is so cool.
It's a very unique opportunity, and we thought, if we can go through the locks in a kayak, wouldn't that be a great experience? So we mapped it out. We brought some of the best kayakers in Michigan to help map out the trip and make sure it was safe for everybody, and then kind of narrowed it down over the years, and we got it down pretty good. We're dropping, we're sinking.
I was going to say, have you noticed all of a sudden, it's like this is what a strange sensation, and to go down like this, well, you go down pretty quick.
Yep.
This is faster than I thought. It's just like somebody just unplugged the bathtub
That's exactly
drain.
it.
All of a sudden, and then the lower gates, doors.
They open up.
Yeah, it's gates.
Yeah.
Gates. I said it right. Okay. Then they open up, and then we just sail on our way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go as far as Clyde's Burgers?
We used to. We could. We're not gonna do that today.
There's a Clyde's Burgers down there. We ate it last
could,
night.
unless you want to go grab a chocolate malt and
I grabbed one last night with extra malt, but yeah, this is so cool. Yeah, and people don't realize we're in Canada right now.
Yeah.
So this is the original historic lock in Canada.
It was the longest lock in the world at one point. First one that used electricity. Yeah.
I was wondering why that guy welcomed him. Welcome to Canada. I'm like, what? We're in Canada? But yeah, you don't need a passport because we're in the water, and Canadians are friendly, nice people.
They're great.
Yeah, they're up there now. I was going to say hi to that nice lady again, but she's gone. She's way up there. I mean, this is. Oh,
there's your waterfall.
So that's how high we were. Wow. Yep. Boy, what a rush. If they open that real quick, what a ride we'd get.
Oh, yeah. And when they release us, they're going to tell us that we go first. So we come into the lock last.
Oh, we go to go in front of the tour boat and the...
Yep.
Awesome.
That just means you're going to get your picture taken. Have you ever had that?
No. Oh, by customs?
Yeah. No, just by...
by...
John Q. Public.
I thought you meant customs. Well, lucky for us, if you're a kayaker, you get to be the first ones out of the lock. And you know me, I almost paddled in a straight line. Oh boy. And then it's off into open waters and to the end of our awesome aquatic adventure. I gotta tell you, this paddle is everything I hoped it would be. Kayaking into and through this giant lock was overwhelming, and I was over the moon with excitement to be able to do it. And all the awesome sights, sounds, and interesting information you take in along the way makes it something that you'll remember the rest of your life. If you're looking for a true, fun, and authentic outdoor adventure, UP style, check in with the fine folks at Bird's Eye Outfitters in Sault Ste. Marie. I guarantee you'll be taking things out of your bucket list you didn't even know were in there. Excelsior! You know, for almost 80 years, people have been coming to this historic restaurant for two reasons. One, amazing views of the Soo Locks, and two, incredible whitefish. And 3, nope, you don't even need a third reason. And that's because at the Lockview restaurant right downtown Sault Ste. Marie, the Lockviews are incredible, and the fresh-caught Lake Superior whitefish is something worth sitting down for. Now don't get me wrong, they also serve tons of other amazing eatables here, but the fish and the view are 2 things you need to do. Now, I guess if you were going to name a third reason to come here, it would be Amy Gates. Her fine family owns and operates this awesome eatery, and they take great pride in every person they serve and platter they plate.
This place is iconic. It's an institution. People come, it's like a pilgrimage. People come up here every summer, and they always stop at the Lockview.
Yep. Yeah, we get people who have been here for years and years. Like, that's where they go every year.
But how long have you guys owned it?
Since 2018.
So you're
5 years. It's our 5th year.
Oh, just before COVID. All
Yeah,
right, great.
yeah,
You.
we bought a restaurant and then we had to shut down.
Well, the stories about this place are fascinating. The fact that I read that the original owner back in 1945, he and his dishwasher would walk across to where the locks are now, and they'd catch fish.
Yep. Yeah, it was just a little log cabin here, and then they built on to make it bigger on the downstairs. They didn't have the upstairs till the 70s.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like you said, you're right across from the locks. Beautiful park right across the street.
Tour season begins pretty much Engineers Day forward.
Yeah, because you guys are seasonal, right?
Yes. We're open the 2nd week of May to the 2nd week of October, so.
What is your secret with your whitefish? Because everybody raves, and I've had your whitefish. It's just the most wonderful, clean, tasting, awesome white. What is your secret?
Can't tell you. No.
Well, pretend like it's not a secret.
No, fresh is basically, we get our fish in almost every day. We have several different local fishermen that supply us, so they're
it's not the dishwasher anymore.
No, it's not the dishwasher anymore, but it is local fishermen that they get it right out of Lake Superior or Lake Huron. And we have a special batter that we use that's been here for years and years, and when we bought the place, we didn't touch the thing as far as the recipe goes.
And that part's a secret.
Yes, that part's a secret, and then we cook our fish any way you want it. 6 different ways is what we offer, but we can pretty much do whatever you want.
Wow. Yeah. And I love the little freighters, like at least downstairs there were little freighters on the window. I was here for breakfast yesterday.
Yep, and those freighters were handmade by a prior owner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But what does it feel like for you to carry on this tradition? You're like carrying on, it's got to feel like it's an important thing you're doing.
Yeah, it feels really good. And not the owner we bought it from, but the owner before that was actually a Gates as well. And he was my husband's uncle. And so for him, it means something more.
Gates meaning one of the original?
Yes, not the original owners, but the second owners were Gateses.
It goes way back.
It goes way back. And then they owned it for years and years. They sold it. So it was out of the Gates hand for 2 years, and then we bought it back. And so to my husband, it really makes him feel good.
Yeah, well, again, you're not just buying a restaurant, you're continuing a tradition, and this place is a destination.
Yeah, it is. And it's a family-run restaurant. My kids work here, my grandkids work here.
Yeah. Again, even sitting downstairs, because the view up here, I'm sure everybody tries to come up here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's the view. Even downstairs, all the pictures on the ceiling of the freighters and
there's a lot of history.
Yeah, and the families, you see multiple generations coming in here.
And all of the pieces came from real freighters over the years. Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you what you'd recommend, but I'm pretty sure you're going to recommend the whitefish.
Cajun.
The Cajun?
Cajun whitefish.
I'll try the Cajun whitefish.
That's my favorite.
Please.
Well, enough using my mouth for something other than eating. It was time for Tommy to try some whitefish. And if the words fresh and fish were ever meant to be together, I think this is where they may have met. Quite honestly, everything we tried on the menu was tantalizing and tasty. If you're looking for a classic and iconic Sault Ste. Marie meal, the Lockview is for you. Simply put, it's mouth-watering whitefish surrounded by nautical niceties in a retro vibe with a great view of the Soo. And that, my friends, is pretty much all I need. Whitefish. Okay, now say you're in Sault Ste. Marie, and why wouldn't you be? And you want to take an awesome day trip. Well, we found a place that will absolutely blow your nautical noggin. That's right, just an hour and a half northwest of Sault Ste. Marie, at the tip of Whitefish Point, sits the incredible Great Lake Shipwreck Museum. This is a sensational, almost sacred place that you really need to experience. It's where you can learn, ponder, and even pay your respects to the men and women who over the years have braved the waves of mighty Lake Superior. From the unbelievable artifacts to the incredible views, you'll be swept away with historical wonder. Now, to make sure I fully appreciate this special place, I spent some time with Bruce Lynn. I'll be honest, Bruce, the first time I heard about this place, I thought, well, it's a little museum in a lighthouse at the end of a point. You know, I guess I'll go check it out. And because full disclosure, I've been here before, and I remember the first time I pulled up, it's overwhelming how impressive and amazing this place really is.
I think people are very impressed, and people come back in a lot of cases year after year. But we try to mix things up a little bit, get some new exhibits. We still have an active underwater research program where we're still discovering shipwrecks, so that allows us to tell those stories. But there's also the Edmund Fitzgerald, and people are just fascinated with that shipwreck.
And it's not just a museum, this is almost like a small village of maritime history here.
It's true. We're a National Historic Site. We have historic buildings from the 1920s, from the 1860s. We represent the Lighthouse Service, the Life Saving Service, and even the U.S. Coast Guard Lifeboat Station, and even the United States Navy had a presence here in the 20s.
And the lighthouse has been here since
1861.
It still works?
It still works, and it's the new one. So we had one in 1849 before that, and it was in rough shape. So this is our new one that you see here.
That one's been there since when?
Since 1861. Abraham Lincoln was sitting president when that lighthouse was being constructed.
Of all the amazing artifacts and history you have here, is there anything that still gives you goosebumps?
I would say there's two things that give me goosebumps. Really, I mean, every building here is an artifact. That lighthouse is an artifact, a big giant artifact. But when we walk into the main gallery, you see the Edmund Fitzgerald Bell. That obviously is something that gives, I think, many people goosebumps. But the second order Fresnel lens that just overshadows everything here. It's this massive work of art, 1820s technology from France that was used throughout lighthouses, but it's the largest ever used on the Great Lakes. And when the light shines on that, and that light just kind of reflects throughout the gallery, I still have to kind of step back sometimes and just kind of think how lucky I am to be working in a place like this.
Another thing I love about this is just you can stand out there on that deck and the beach, and you can actually see Canada from here, can't you?
You can, absolutely. Yeah, about 20 odd miles across.
Yeah, and you can see the freighters going by.
You know, one thing about Whitefish Point, we are a National Historic Site, like I said before, but there's a lot of things beyond the human history here that draw people here. You know, Michigan Audubon with the Whitefish Point Bird Observatory, the bird migrations that are coming through, the nature trails, just walking the beach and looking for agates. You know, my mom and grandmother did that for decades, and they'd come back with their little buckets full, and there's a lot of things that draw people here.
On a personal level, what does it mean to you to be, preserving and perpetuating this important history?
You know what? I grew up spending summers up here. I'm not from here. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, that area, but my family bought property just south of here. And I can remember when this place was boarded up. A lot of the buildings that you see here now were not here, even though originally they were part of the site. They had been moved off, sold off when the Coast Guard shut down the lifeboat station. But it means a lot to be able to be a part of preserving this history and just leaving the place hopefully better, than we all found it in.
Well, after a great conversation with Bruce, I walked, looked, wandered, and I really wondered about all those brave and extraordinary people who came before me. It was one of those wonderful times that you get so caught up in what you're seeing that you don't even realize how much you're learning and growing. Once again, if you're looking for a place that will blow your maritime mind, make your way to the Great Lake Shipwreck Museum at the tip of Whitefish Point. If you're not careful, it just may add some meaning to your life. And speaking of points, make it a point to park your person in Sault Ste. Marie sometime soon. It's a world-class city that will embrace, enlighten, and entertain you. Oh, and since this is UTR, I would be extremely remiss in not mentioning the fact that they will also feed you pretty good too. Advantage, or bonus.
Pure is what you make of it. It's taken it all in and never taken anything for granted. The sun sets, the moon rises, and you realize the end of one perfect summer day is the beginning of another. Pursue your pure in Pure, Michigan.
A visit to the Stalls Auto Collection will take you back to a time when cars were more than just a way to get around. A fantastic assortment of gas pumps, neon signs, and automated music machines dating back 150 years that must be seen and heard. Info at stallsauto.com.
Brought to you by Frankenmuth, a Great Lakes Bay region community. Visit gogreat.com for more info.